Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Soapbox Slam, where I get up on my soapbox and I slam certain things that I see going on around the world and here in the United States. And today's topic, I want to, again, it's another sensitive topic. It's a topic that a lot of people don't like talking about because it has to deal with race. And, my last post, when I was talking about the Black Caucus and the Black vote, I said some things about the Hispanic population that may or may not have offended some people in that population. I still stand by what I say. Believe me, I'm not apologizing for that because that was fact, real talk, no cap, like real talk. But I also, I have no ill will or hatred towards any human being whatsoever. I don't hate anybody. I don't dislike anybody. I don't have any ill will. I don't feel like it's us and them, or I'm not going to say it's not us and them, but I will say that I don't have any hatred towards any groups of people, period. We're all people. I love all people no matter what. I like beauty and everything all around. So having said that, I don't think that there is hatred and racism in my heart. I will honestly say that there may be some bigotry or maybe some prejudices in my heart, and that is based on my experiences and what I've seen as a biracial black male in the United States of America. But even still, having been on the bottom of everything, as a black man, and some of you guys don't understand that and some of you guys don't see that, and I frankly don't care whether you understand or see that or not. It's a fact and it's a reality. But having been in that position all of my life and knowing where I come from, I have a perspective and a lens on things that I think other people refuse to see or just don't see for whatever reason. It is what it is. But having said all that, I mentioned some things yesterday about how the immigrant issue, particularly the Hispanic immigrant issue, and how it relates to the African Americans. And I want to talk today about the Hispanics in America, the illegal immigrants, the immigrants that came over, the immigrants that have found pathways to citizenship, and their presence in the United States. And having said this, I want to be very clear about a few things. Number one, I think it's very 20th and 19th century thinking to think that race, these so-called, and I put that in quotes because race is a social construct. We're all human beings, right? So the idea of race, and races is kind of a 20th and 19th century concept. And race warfare and things like that is still kind of it's kind of last century kind of concept. I think the future in the 21st century and concepts today deal more with class, right? Class warfare. We're dealing with class issues in class, the haves, the have-nots, the wealthy, the very shrinking small middle class, and then of course the lower class, right? So everything is, in today's day and age, more on class as it is to race. It just so happens that there happens to be a lot of African Americans in the lower and middle class, and there happens to be a lot of Hispanics in the lower and the middle class. And the constructs that exist today, and there's actually a lot of white people in the lower and middle class. So I don't want to leave out white people either. This isn't just for blacks and Hispanics. I mean, we're all, when it comes to class, we're all one, right? You might as well throw the middle and the lower class all together, and it's us against them. And so that brings me back to the Hispanic issue. The things I said yesterday or in my other post about the Black Caucus and the Black vote not aligning with the Hispanic cause, I mean it. I'm sorry, Hispanic people, but I'm not getting your back no more. You guys will throw us under a bus. And when I say you guys, it's not everybody. You have your outliers, but the median, if you look at a bell curve, the median of Hispanic people are not supporting the black cause. And they don't hire black people, and they don't work with black people and everything else. You have your outliers who are extremes the extreme, completely racist Hispanics or bigoted and prejudiced Hispanics, and then the extreme who are all encompassing and willing to reach out to blacks and intermingle with blacks and interdate and all that other stuff and everything else. But those are outliers, and I'm not talking to the outliers. I'm talking to the medium group, right? That somewhere on the spectrum will throw black people under the bus, don't hire black people, and pretty much we're supporting your causes, but you do nothing to support ours, and as a whole. But that's getting into race warfare, and I'm not trying to get into race warfare. What I want to talk to you today about is class warfare. I stand by what I said on my post, but I do have a message for the Hispanic population, as I see it, right? You're coming here, you're willing to work, and you're willing to work for these lower wages. They, in America, are giving you jobs that so-called Americans do not want to do, and you are willing to do them, right? You're willing to work for low wages if it gives you a chance to be here in America, because it's a better life than the life that you live in your country, right? I mean, that's the story we're told. I want to talk to you guys about the wages, right? Because you are here and you are coming because you're willing to work for low wages. Americans would do these jobs if they were paid living wages, if they were paid a wage that they considered was worth their value and time. You guys consider the wage that is current worth your value and time, so you're willing to do it when you come into this country. The powers that be, the corporations and the politicians and all these other people want you to come here and take these jobs so that they don't have to increase the standard of living, right? That's why they're trying to work with you and bringing you here, and they say, oh, the Americans don't want to do these jobs, and Americans don't want to do these jobs and the sorts, right? It's to keep the wages down so they don't have to pay American people higher wages to do these jobs, and you're willing to do them. My biggest advice to you, because you're here, you're coming, and there's nothing we can do about that at this point. I mean, it is what it is, right? I don't necessarily agree with it, and I certainly don't want to give my taxes and my resources to support it. But I will say you are here. And what I would wish that you would do when you get here, and as you become generational in this country, is you start to see your worth and what it really takes to live in America and the standard of living to live in America. And it is my hope and my wish that you would unionize, organize, and demand higher wages. Because you will get to a point when you get here and you have to pay the inflation costs and everything else, you will get to the point where you will be in the same predicament that you were in your own countries, where the money doesn't do anything. You will get to that point. And it's only a matter of time. And the truth of the matter is, corporations and governments and everybody else is just trying to get you in here quickly enough before they can fully automate everything. And then nobody will come into this country, and there won't be an immigrant issue or anything like that, because those jobs that so-called Americans won't take that you are taking, those jobs won't be available because they'll be all fully automated. So they're not really, you're just a placeholder, and I hate to sound so derogatory in that sense, but you're more of a placeholder at this point. And if you do not demand the higher wages, if you do not learn what the organization and unionization and the demand that Americans have made for higher wages, if you do not learn that and you do not ask that, they will keep the standard of living down, and the price of everything else will continue to go up, and you'll be stuck in the same situation, only in a foreign land. I mean, you love your countries anyways, and you hate us Americans and all the other stuff anyways. You're just here to make money, but realize that the money will dry out and it will not get increased. So I would suggest that the Hispanic population that is here for generations, you teach the new people coming in, the new immigrants, to organize. Teach them to demand more money. You that are here for one generation and everything else, start demanding more money. Start asking for more. Start organizing. Start unionizing. Start increasing the standard of living, because when you do that, you raise the standard of living for everybody. And they won't be able to bring immigrants in to try and work jobs that Americans, quote unquote, don't want to work. Because you will get to a point that you don't want to do these jobs because it's not worth your time and money, your time and effort either. So think about that. The power at the future of the lower and middle class is actually in your hands. That's quite honestly the truth. And a lot of people are afraid of that. But it's partly the truth. You hold all the power when it comes to the labor force at this point. Organize it. Demand more money. The blacks can't do it. The whites can't do it. It's all in your hands. In this country, it's in your hands. So you that are coming over to so-called work these jobs that Americans don't want to work, become an American and start demanding more money. Become an American and ask for higher wages. Become an American and stick it back to the corporations, because they are trying to use you as slave labor. And even though it might seem like more in your country and more than what you did have, here it's nothing, which is why Americans here won't do them now. Get to that point. And that's my slam. I love you. Y'all my Hispanic brothers and sisters, I do love you. I'm going to call a spade, and I'm going to call shit out as it is. But that does not mean that I don't love or respect you. I probably love and respect you people more than you would ever love and respect me and my people. And I think that's true. But I love you anyways. That's my soapbox today. That's my slam. Think about it. Like, comment, share. Tell me what you think. But I do believe it's all in your hands.